Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are once again in Kerbal Space Program Hardcore mode. This is the series in which I'm going through, for those people that happen to be new, playing the game on hard mode, playing what is essentially a stock game, just adding in some quality of life and visual improvements. And I also did myself the further disservice of turning the rate of science down to 30% of what it was. And this is my Comet Hunter, the ABS. I'm calling it the ABS Comet Hunter because the asteroid has three names and it's ABS if I take the first initial off of both of them. And I got started in designing this last episode, and in this episode I'm going to try and finish it off and kind of send it out on its way to try and, well, wrangle a comet. And that is for this contract. For some reason suddenly my Comet one, there was a Comet one here, I swears. Okay, try this again. All contracts. Okay, for some reason my Comet contract has disappeared. Oh, there it is. Stick it over here so it's by itself. Yeah, it separated itself, and it is to get a scientist over to this comet, and there's the name of it, Agarod Barford Synad, and collect a sample from it and then come back, of course, safely from Kerbin. No, I am not doing Subnautica 2. I am doing this out of order. So normally I do KSB on Tuesdays and then I do something else on Thursdays, but I am not going to be streaming over the summer. That I'm not going to get into, but basically I'm going to be away from any kind of decent internet connection, and I would like to start a new series in September, and that means I would like to finish off this series. And I was counting out, if I do the Thursdays and the Tuesdays, I'm also going on a vacation for about 10 days in the middle of all that, and if I count it all out, I got 8 more streams, so I really want to put them all towards this. So that is why, yeah, what we're going to be seeing from here till the end of June is nothing but KSP Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, there we go. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. I guess I'm just going to keep going with this thing. So, right now, I've so far just kind of gotten started with it. Very roughly, there's no electricity on it. There's no solar generation. There's, probably lots of things missing. Yeah, so we'll keep working on, but I do have it up to 4,326 meters per second of delta V. I did scrape together last episode sort of a budget. So for this vessel, I worked out that the rendezvous would cost me about 2,760. Then I added in a 500 meter per second fudge factor, and then I added on a go home 1,000 meters per second to get myself back. And then what I'm going to use is use chemical rockets underneath this to deal with the Kerbin Ejection and the orbital insertion part. Now I did, between Tuesday and this stream, I did actually do some number crunching, so I can actually upgrade these numbers a little bit. Last episode what I was doing was just kind of going for it. So I worked out the rendezvous should cost me 2,720, not 2,760, so I can take a little bit off of that. I'll keep the fudge factor in there. The go home part, this is interesting. The periapsis of the comet's orbit. So imagine I've rendezvoused now with the comet, so I'm in the same orbit as the comet. The periapsis is actually very, very close to Kerbin's orbit. And so I worked out it would only cost me 150 meters per second to get that periapsis to cross Kerbin's orbit. But of course, that in no means a Kerbin encounter. It just means you're crossing Kerbin's orbit. So I am going to keep this about 1,000 in here, just to give me some ability to kind of fiddle with the orbit a little bit and try and, excuse me, facilitate an encounter. So that gets, I guess this is now 4,220. What other numbers did I work out for me? I worked out the ejection is 950 meters per second. Oh, and then this 1,000 meters per second is the deal with the upper part of the orbital insertion. That all kind of works. So actually, my numbers here aren't bad now that I'm looking at it. So this is going to be actually just a 70 rather than a 90. Okay, that's what we'll do. Yeah, chemical rock. Oh, these are nukes here, and then there'll be a stage below it to deal with the orbital insertion for this thing. That's when I'm installing, you know, and the ejection, so that this doesn't get too redonkulously big. That's kind of where I'm at with the plan. Now, the other thing I was doing, that over to the side, is I was just before the stream starting. See, if I go over to electricity, I don't have any of those RTG nuclear generators. My only means of generating electricity are, well, I do have a fuel cell. That, of course, means lugging around the fuel. And then other than that, all I have are solar. But I was taking a look at the inverse square law. And when I'm out at the apoapsis of this comet, I'm gonna be pretty darn close to whatever solar generation I put on here. Like, for instance, let's take the good old Gigantor. Show you as an example. So the Gigantor generates 24.4 units of electric charge per second. Out towards the apoapsis of this comet's orbit, it's going to be less than 1 unit of electrical generation. It's like something like 1/28th because of the inverse square law. The further you get away, the worse the solar gets. And I'm really kind of debating if I put on, I was doing some work here, if I put on about 100 units, I would get out of it about 3.5 units of electrical generation. This is 24. Well, if I put on 4 of these, would that be that ridiculous? Maybe it wouldn't be. If I put on like 4 of them. So let's go to two-way symmetry. And if I'm just really careful with my monitoring, it's the science lab. The science lab uses 5 units of electric charge per second. It's quite substantial. But maybe if I do this, let's move this out of the way. Extend that solar panel, extend that solar panel. If I do that, and I'm very careful, might have to tweak some things here with how things are going together. I'm very careful with how I use the lab. I might still be worth my while to have the lab aboard. Yeah, the inverse square law is an ass. There's no doubt about it. This did knock down my delta V by quite a bit. How much? Boy, each of these takes off about 100 meters per second. But I can add more fuel. I think my TWR is okay. In fact, it's very fine. Very fine. TWR. So I can add on more fuel. Let's just keep adding stuff. I also need to put on electricity. I don't think I have any got 2,200 units of electric charge. Oh, there it is. I did. I shoved some batteries right in here. That should be fine. I'm not going to be in orbit around a planet, so I'm going to have pretty much full sunshine the whole way. So I think I'm going to be okay that way. I think I'm going to go with this. Let's take a look. This antenna here is kind of clipping in. We'll just have to really watch. The antenna is just clipping that solar panel. All right, let's see if we can add in a bit more fuel here. I do have these guys on the side. I could make those bigger. Let's start with the Mark Zeros. See if I can add on a few of these, like up here. That puts it up to 4337. Again, my budget is about 4220 for this vessel. What if I stuck some in here and took those ones off? There's 4225. Let's go back to what I had here. We'll see if we can tweak this and make this thing look nice. And then those solar arrays are looking a bit asymmetric. Are they? In what way? Oh, they are. Why is that? Oh, one of them went inside. I see what happened. Yeah, that was just the game being a little weird. One of them is clipped inside the... Usually if you just take it off, get the snap on, put it back on again. No, it's still doing that. What if I put it on from the other side? Sometimes the game's very weird with this kind of stuff. Okay, then why don't I put on just one of you on this side? You're gonna be that way. And then copy you and put one of you on the other side. Thanks for spotting that. There we go. That looks a lot better. Okay. Again, 43.3. That's okay. There'll also be Kerbals aboard this thing eventually. What if I started shoving in a bunch of Kerbals? This thing will go up uncrewed. I'll probably want 2 scientists. You know what? Let's just go with 2 scientists, a pilot and an engineer. How does that affect my Delta V? 4288. That's pretty good. What else am I missing? I don't need RCS. I think that part of it's going to be fine. Let's get some nose cones on the top of those 1 cans. There. And, oops. 4-way symmetry, if you can do that for me. There we go. Here too, just trying to clean this a little bit. Okay. I mean, one thing I could do too is just totally lose. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think I really am. Doesn't need RCS. Just playing stock. I don't need to worry about life support or anything like that. All right, let's see if we can get this thing into some sort of orbit. So we'll retract that one. We'll retract that one. I'm sure there's probably something I'm missing. Oh, that's going to be annoying. That one's on a separate thing. We has to build something around this thing. Ha, that's going to be fun. Okay, so let's get a TD-12 decoupler. And again, I'm going to open up my little notes with my budget on it. So what I'm shooting for now is to get it up to a total of 6,170. And then I still got to think about frickin' putting a booster under this. How about fairings? Is that my big... No, I got a bigger fairing than that. I got 3.75 meter fairings. Okay, so unlock that one. Put a little structure under there. Actually, what I'm thinking... Oh, wait a second. Let's put this thing into orbit. Let's just say... I don't think I have any form of reaction wheels on this. Okay, we're going to simulate you into orbit, see what you do. Simulate orbit selection around Kerbin. Let's see what it does. Yeah, I'll remember what I'm missing once I'm in flight. So I don't think... No, there's no form of attitude. Oh, wait, there it goes. Okay. Oh, well, there's reaction wheels up in the, up in here. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. That's enough. Okay, let's actually see what this looks like if I just give her a burst. There we go. What else do you need in life? Oh, lights! I hardly have any lights on it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's end our simulation. Terminate the simulation. Solar panel by the docking port will interfere. I was hoping once it was retracted, it won't be interfering anymore. You could be right. I'll take a look. No, it should be fine. Hope so anyway. Maybe I'll make a repair kit in here too. Let's put in a repair kit. When in doubt, add a repair kit. Let's throw in some repair kits. That way if I do break it, I'll even throw in a little science kit. That's enough of that. Okay. Lights. Let's think about this. What if, let's see, this is the top. So we need some sort of red lights. Oh, it just makes them shiny and let's stay away from that. Okay, make you red. I'm just gonna make it a solid red one there. And I'll make the one on the other side green. We're gonna just tuck that in like that. So we have a red light and a green light. So we'll take this one, remove it from the symmetry and make it a green light. And then I will also put some lights around this docking port. People are coming in, they can see it there. We'll make that white, turn down the blink period, turn it down a little bit like an amber light, and blink on. Okay, and make it a white. Whoa, shoot. There we go. Oh wait, you gotta do the appearance this way, that's right. And it looks to me like they're kind of peeking out there, like into the texture a little bit there, so I'm just gonna pull them out a little bit. Better. Okay, we need more red and green for sure, so there's a little red up there. Let's go with, I'm just thinking where else it might work. Probably right around the middle here. So it's just two-way symmetry. Make it white, make it red, and we'll make this one blink. Slide her up a little bit, that'll do. Get rid of the notes for now. This one, remove from symmetry, make it green. Okay, let's designate the whole... Just trying to think of indicating, oh, let's get rid of this flag. I don't like it. Toggle that flag. We'll put pairs of blue lights, go to radial symmetry. We'll put pairs of blue lights blinking at each of these hatches. So white, blue, blink on. Just to indicate where these hatches are. There. Just in case our Kerbals get lost. It's good to have a blinking light showing them the way. Ooh, these go right into the texture there, don't they? Okay, we'll try and deal with that. Just a little. And slide them in. Okay, that's pretty good. How do the rest of these look? That's okay. This one needs to come out. And needs to roll a bit. Okay. KSP is definitely a time-consuming game. There's no way around it. That's for sure. Okay. Do I have different textures on those nose cones? No, just to make them shiny. We're gonna stay away from that. I do have the turd mod installed, but it takes so much. Speaking just of time, it takes so much time to. Fiddle with all the colors. You can paint everything any way you want, but okay, so we got blue light, blue light, blue light. I want to put some flashy white lights on this side. Let's again get rid of this flag. Toggle the flag. Maybe right here. Oh, take it off a radial, around, just one. There we go. This is going to be just a white blinky light. We'll put the blink period on half a second, blink on, and then we'll copy that, flip her around, and then just kind of push these two together so it looks like a double light. Any more lights? Maybe get some of those strip lights down here. There's lots of... I don't know what I'm going to do down here. 'Cause it's pretty crowded. Pretty crowded. I think I'm not going to put in the strip lights, but I think what I will do... I know what I'll do. First, I'll put a couple of these spots. Just shining down this part. So if I turn that on, just kind of lighting up that, we can pitch them in a little bit more. There we go. I think that works. So can I change the texture on this a little? Oh, it's just the orange. I'm not going to go orange. I'm fine with that. Light off, and then down here at the bottom I'm just gonna put, and these are just gonna be on and red for no real apparent reason, just like that. I got one on the other side, yep, and then we're gonna go one here and here, one here and here. I don't know, just makes those engines look all the more dangerous. Okay, so yeah, I don't see. We'll see if asparagus staging is appropriate. I will definitely be asparagus staging. Okay, so let's bring up back my notes. I think this thing's ready to go. Let's save it. Let's get back our decoupler. So it's the TD-12 decoupler right there, and we're going to put in a little bit of a structural piece just to get a little bit of a distance. I might put in actually just right here a big set of reaction wheels just to handle this whole part of the rocket. And then a big fairing. So I got the 8.75 meter size. I kind of want to enclose. I don't know how big this gets. I'm not used to going this big. I don't know. I'm thinking this might not. Maybe the better plan is to close this off around here-ish. Just to close off where the solar panels are, where those docking ports are, where that antenna is. Like that. And then maybe put another fairing on the top part. Let 6 sides, yeah, for sure. A whole lot of force on that. And clamshell deploy. And then up at the top here, Do I want to go with just a regular 1.25 meter size? Do that, turn on the interstage nodes. Build fairing. Just to see if I can close this top off a little bit. That looks okay. Let's go 4 sides, lots of force, clamshell deploy, get a nose cone up here. Nose cone, tap in this one. And we'll get a Sepratron right there. So the Sepratron will just blow this part away is the idea. I think I can get away with this being much lower. There, I'll build the fairing again. Edit fairing. Oh, you had it there, Bo, a bit ago, and now it doesn't want to close. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna just do control Zetting here. There we go. Okay, that should be, I think, pretty good. Let's figure out the staging. So we got our 2 fairings. We want them in the same stage. We want that to go at the same time. And once again, I forgot, because I'm a dork, to put on a decoupler on this. I need a TD-12 decoupler right there, then this, go there, build the fairing. Boy, it's like that one time I got the fairing to close and now it just doesn't want to. I guess that'll have to do. Okay, let's get fairings are in there. Fairings are in there. Where is that one decoupler I was looking at? It's right there. This one's the one down below. Yep. All that needs to go into the same stage. Okay. Okay. I'm really not going to have any RCS. Yes. No RCS. There's no need for it. There. Okay. Let's get this up higher. And now I need to build a big-ass stage below it. So I'm at the 3.7 meter size. This is a size I'm not too used to getting to be quite honest. I'm building this big. 3.75 meter size. What do I got for tanks here? That's an engine plate. I guess this is if I arrange these by mass. Oh, I do have this. Ooh, look at that. And what happens if I stick... Oh, I keep forgetting, like, you got engines that are just so... I forgot, like, I got the Mammoth engine. You can lift frickin' anything with that. Alright. So... Boom, boosh, boosh, boosh. This stage should go with this. What do we got here? Now I'm up to a total of 7,000. This is big and more than big enough. And there's a lot of thrust in that, so I don't think I need this. So let's go a little smaller. Might go with a smaller motor. This is going to be in the upper part of the atmosphere and do the actual ejection. Well, maybe having a lot of thrust would be a good idea. See, that's a lot of thrust. 6,170. What if I went with a smaller motor? What if I went with a smaller mode? Can I get away with just the good old poodle? But that's not nearly enough thrust. No. So the poodle is 250 kilonewtons in a vacuum. I could maybe go with the skipper. That's a thrust range that's in the right range. This is the, what is this one? This one's the Rhino. I don't think I need any as big as that. Let's throw you away. So a skipper, I got, get away Kerbal Engineer, you're in the way of my numbers. 375 kilonewtons of thrust there. I honestly think this might be my better choice. 315 ISP, 320 ISP. This one has a mass of 4 tons. This one has a mass of 3 tons. I see everything being superior with this. I'm shooting for 6,170 meters per second at delta V, and I'm over that. Okay, let's think. Let's get an engine plate. So this is the 3.75 meter engine plate, which is this one. I can go in here. I wouldn't mind. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so what kind of textures does this have? It has orange. It has all shiny. Let's go orange for now. All right, so now what I need to do is I'm up to here. I need to get a total DV. I want to add in about 3,600 meters per second, but I'm already including 1,000 in this. So if I put in the 3,600 meters per second for the actual, like, launch. Oh, I'm getting out my calculator. 3,600 meters per second for the launch. And 1,000? Oh no, wait a minute, what am I doing? 6,100, 5,170. I know I'm just saying numbers. 8,770. We are, for a total delta V for the entire vehicle. We're going to get all of our Kerbals out because nobody's flying up in this thing. We're going to bring up our crew to rendezvous with it. That, of course, helps a little. Okay, then. Is there a different texture on that? No. Okay. I need a big decoupler. Don't know my sizes up here. I need a 3.75 meter decoupler. I don't know what size that is. There it is. Not the stack separator. You. Bonk. In you go. Oh wait, I don't need a decoupler because I got the you know, I got the thing. Do I want to go bigger? Can I go bigger? Let's try not going bigger for now. So let's grab this fuel can. We can put it right there. Forgot I got the, whatchamacallit. Does that put the note? It does. Go back to what it was. I'm going to try to use Mammoth engines for this. That's going to be my plan. That's there, and when this stages... This engine's got to go. Yep. Okay. This guy. This is gonna be my pusher. See, that's huge. That's already huge. Let's throw another one under here. Oh my God! Come on. All right. So what am I shooting for again? 8,770. I'm at 8,000. 820. I was thinking I was going to need boosters and all that kind of stuff. It is a little bit tall. It is a little bit tall. Do you have a vid where you show how to build a space station? Yeah, I have multiple ones. Multiple space station videos. Yeah, this is gonna work, I think. I'm gonna definitely test this because I don't trust it. Probably put some sort of fin. It's just... The thing I don't like is how tall it is. And I might be better off building out sideways. This might be a wobbly rocket, but you know what? That's what makes this entertaining. Grab these guys. Let's see what this does. Ugh, those look awful. Absolutely terrible down there. And some launch clamps. I can't believe I can get away with just a single mammoth engine on this just ridiculous stack. Alright, let's give this a sim and see what happens. So we're going to simulate this from the vessel is not control. Oh my gosh, of course it isn't. It does. I took the Kerbals out. I forgot. I need to have a pro body in here. Pro body needs to get snuck in here. That's easy enough. Gonna put in one of you. That messed up the fairing, of course. There. Rebuild this fairing. Oh dear. Get around that docking port and in. There we go. All right, let's see what happens. Simulate, simulate. Not gonna launch you. There we go. Yeah, I know the decoupler's numbers reflect their diameters. I just don't know the numbers very well after 2.5. I guess I could have just looked for the one with the next bigger number. Oh my god. What do you think? Okay, place your bets, everybody. What is going to happen here? It could wobble itself to death. There's so many things that could happen. All right, I think my staging is sensible. So let's oh, actually, I think the fairing should be actually down here. Okay, it is going up. That's the first good step. We'll let her get to about 50 meters per second. We'll start to pitch over and we'll see what happens. If this is going to work for me, and I'm not going to knock it too much. Okay, let's lock that to prograde. Hey, got that stupid dock coming from me, Kerbal Engineer. I don't need my nodes right now. Let's get rid of those. Look at that! Look at that! It's gonna flip! It's gonna flip! Says people. Who says it's gonna flip? Oh, I can't say that. There's a lot of letters and numbers. Nah, it's doing fine. Not a problem. Not a problem. And we'll retexture stuff, make things look a little better. Put some lights on. Whatever. Most of it's under fairings, unfortunately, right now. Okay, we should be watching our... I haven't put in much in the way. I just lock it to prograde and let it go. I'm going to start reducing throttle, though, right about now. Kind of keep that apoapsis nearby. Okay, I'm honestly surprised. I thought this thing would be worse. I thought this thing would be much worse. I was really worried about the wobbles. That the wobbles would set in. But no, it's fine. Alright. We're just gonna let it keep riding its way up. 50 kilometers, I'll stage all the fairing business. We're just switched over to orbit mode there. Pitching over a little bit more. Yeah. I passed the Starship flight level 1. Starship 1 flight level. Yeah. Okay. Almost ready to do the fairings. Still got about 350 meters per second left in this stage before we go into the next stage. Alright, fairings away. There they go. Now we can see our beautiful spacecraft at the top. It is a little wobbly, I suppose, but not bad. Okay, just about ready to lose our big booster. It is crazy what you can lift in this game. Now we're on to my skipper engine. Oh, that's not a skipper. It's yeah, it is a skipper engine. Oh, I need more thrust. More thrust. My time to apoapsis is dipping down just a little bit. Not dangerously so yet, so hopefully at some point it will stop going down and start going back up. I'm about 44 seconds away from apoapsis. Obviously I do not want that number to get down to 0 or else we're going down. I might need to pitch up. Oh, it seems to be stalling at 42. Now it's at 41. I mean, an easy remedy for this would have been just to pitch up just a little bit. But then that would mean... Oh, no, now the time to apoapsis is going up. That would have meant coming off the lock to prograde and me actually having to do something. Alright, I'm going to actually start even reducing the throttle here a little bit. Super happy. And we'll do an evaluation as to how much Delta V I got left when this is all said and done, and see if there's what I think is enough to do the mission. What's Kerbal Engineer say? 5,000. Where's my notes? Where are my notes? I want to have... Oh, I see what I gotta have. Okay. I'm almost done the orbital insertion. I want to add this subtotal with 950. I guess that's not so hard. I'm going to bring it up to a 90 by 9. Well, no, I don't. Well, now I am. Okay. Oh, I missed the X button. I missed the X button. I tried to cut throttle and I missed. So I got a 95 kilometer apoapsis. It might need a bit more fuel. That's what I'm a little worried about. Well, maybe not. I mean, we're virtually in an orbit as it is. Whoa, getting a little carried away there. Deploy one of these solar panels. I think I'll just deploy those solar panels as I need them. Okay, that's 95 by 95-ish. I have 5,326 meters per second. Kerbal engineer agrees. I want to have 420 plus this 950, so that's going to be 41 or 51. Oh my gosh, 5170. Am I doing the math right? Yeah, 5170. I am over 5170, so I think I'm okay. I think this will work. All right, let's revert back. Asymmetric solar panel extension. Can't you just remove the nose cone above the fuel tank inside the fairing? Oh shoot, I keep forgetting to push that other button. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. The nose cone above the fuel tank inside the fairing. Oh, you're talking about these nose cones here? Like these guys? Yeah, they're aesthetic. They're 100% aesthetic. They are not necessary. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm good. Let's see if we can do some recoloring or anything. Doesn't look like... There's not a lot you can do with these bigger parts. Unfortunately. No. Other than to go into its all shiny mode. Which maybe I'll do. There is the make it shiny. Make it shiny. Make it shiny. Oh, this I could go orange, but that looks funny. Make it shiny. This. There's nothing I can do with the appearance of that. We'll keep that the same. We'll make this. Let's see. Stripies are all good. Always like stripes. But fairings just don't seem to work well at all if I don't make them shiny. I guess that's about it. Alright, well, I think it's honestly time to do this thing for realsies. Let's set up some action groups. I do want to do that. So I want to put my fairing deployment all in action groups, if I can do that. So where's this fairing? There it is. Okay, so in action group 5, we're going to deploy this guy. And up here, we're going to deploy this guy. And we're going to deploy that fairing. Couple it. And we're going to fire off this engine. Okay. And anything I can take out of the staging diagram, I'm going to. So we'll take that out of the staging diagram. We'll take this out of the staging diagram. I don't think I can take the Sepratron out of the staging diagram. We'll take this out of the staging diagram. And then we'll just move this up and out of the way. I think that's about it. Save that. There's no Kerbals aboard. Okay, this time we're going to do it. This time we're going to do it for real. The goal is to rendezvous, get a scientist up to a comet, get a sample, come back. I've never done a comet thingy before. This is a totally new experience for me. Okay, this time instead of running a simulation, I'm going to hit launch. And remember, once I hit launch, there's no reverts. Is there a need for the radio comms for the launch? The radio I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Radio comms for the launch. Like I'm always going to have a signal, if that's what you mean. Okay, I'm going to put this in an 80 by 80 orbit. I think that's probably the best plan. Oh my gosh, got shiny fairing. So Z and T. And otherwise, I'm just going to go... This time, again, it's for real. If this blows up, then it's a big, ginormous waste of money. So, staging. There we go. Do you need antenna? Yeah, sure, I would need an antenna. I'm going to be running the science lab. They're going to be generating science. I want to transmit that science home. So I definitely need an antenna. Okay. Going over to about 5 degrees here. And lock it to prograde. And hopefully from here on in, I'm not going to be doing much of anything else. No, not for launch, only when you get too far away for the internal antennas to reach Kerbin. Yeah, but the antenna... I do have an antenna aboard, it's not deployed right now. So... there we go. Again, maybe I could be totally missing something. That certainly wouldn't be the first time. And it won't be the last time either. So yes, the only antennas are the internal antennas to the probe body. There's one internal antenna in the probe body, and there is a Communitron 8888 tucked under this fairing, but right now it is not deployed. And you're right, I won't need to deploy that until we start heading away from Kerbal. Okay, again, on our way up, just keeping it locked to prograde. Gonna start reducing the throttle, keeping my time to apoapsis about 55 seconds. Noticing I'm a little bit off from 90, so I'm just going to kind of knock it a bit to the south. I'm going to see if I can pull that vector a little more. Okay, let's let it settle down, see if that's more on a heading of 90. That's a heading of 90. Okay, more thrust. Alright, put the lights on, whatever that's worth. There's not a lot of lights, a little bit of lights. Are. Okay, and yeah, so anyway, once we get the 50 kilometers, again, I'm going to deploy those fairings. This time it's not the staging diagram, it's just 5 on the action group. And pretty much a carbon copy of what you just saw me do. It's just the first one was just I wanted to see if it worked. Now, I'm a little more confident. There we go. What I've still to work out is the whole launch window business for the Comet. That's going to be the next step. When do I do my ejection from Kerbin so I can rendezvous with Comet? Oh! There we go. A little slow on the draw there. It's caught off guard. This time I think I might just pitch up just a little. Especially with the fact that I was a little bit slow there. So let's pitch up just a little bit, just sort of at the top of the circle here. And I don't want this time to really go down any further. I actually have to fly. Oh, now it's starting to go back up again. I can probably lock it back to prograde now. There we go. Okay, we're just going to go until we're at 80 kilometers here. Otherwise, I think we're pretty good. What is the best engine for a vacuum with a big rocket? Depends on what you're doing with it. If you're just kind of scooting around, sorry, I'm just about to kill the throttle here. I would say the smallest one you can get away with is my general rule. Okay, there we go, 80 kilometers. So for instance here, I have the skipper engine, but that's only because the Poodle wasn't going to get the job done for me. So, you know, that's the end. So this is a pretty big rocket. I'm using this as my vacuum engine. But only because the smaller one, like the Poodle, which might be a more typical one that you would use, just did not have the thrust it needed. And then, of course, when it comes to pure efficiency, nothing beats, in the stock game, these nerve engines. They are as the high... Well, I guess you got the... what do you call them? The oh my lord, I use them so little, and some people just love them. But the ion drive engines, they have a ridiculously high efficiency too. Anyway, we're almost in an orbit here. Just got to add a little bit more. Maybe another 70 meters per second to this. And then we'll think about how we're going to execute this actual mission here. Yeah. The biggest thing is not to pick an engine that's more than what you need. I think that's the biggest mistake beginners get into, is they're all about like, I got to use the best engine. And then you're lifting up an engine that is way heavier than what it needs to be, and that becomes very inefficient. Trying to keep the mass down is a big deal. Okay, I'm starting to push the time up a bit. Let's let it get closer. So again, coming back, the lightest engine you can get away with that has a decent ISP to it. That would be my general advice. Okay, we are in our orbit. We have 5,325 meters per second left in which to perform this mission. Let's extend one of these solar panels, just so there is some electrical generation, and let's start thinking about how we're gonna do this. So come up here. Oh, I do have the comet selected. So here is my comet. Oh, why does it... oh, yeah, it does show everything. This is my comet. No, it's not. This... no, it's not. There's my comet. Let's set it as a target here. So this is the comet I'm going for, which, honest, I'm looking at these other comets, and it's the kindest of them all. These guys are going out further. Look at the inclination on this one. I'm so glad I'm not rendezvousing with them. But no, I'm rendezvousing with this one. Not going out all too far, just past Joule's orbit. And also not crazy inclined. So I'm thinking my best plan, let's get rid of all this so we only see this. Perfect. Is when Kerbin is about here, opposite to this periapsis, we'll eject ourselves from Kerbin, raise our orbit so that it will just be meeting this periapsis, ride out, and then start finagling a rendezvous with this comet. That is going to be my entire plan. So I'm going to do... Can I just do the time warping here? I don't see why not. I don't have anything I gotta worry about in terms of time. So I'm just gonna time warp this out to here. I'll stop early. We're going well into the future. Many, many days. Okay, let's stop. Okay, let's start thinking about our ejection. So you can see here that the periapsis is above Kerbin's orbit. So I need to eject myself in a prograde direction relative to Kerbin's direction around the sun. So Kerbin is going from left to right on the screen here. So I need to eject myself to the right. So that means I need to put a maneuver around here somewhere. Now, I worked out that this guy's going to be like 900. I did work it out. The ejection is 950 meters per second, or thereabouts. So let's put in just about 950. And then we'll try and finagle this. Now, I'm doing this a little bit early. I can see now I got it going the wrong. I can tell I'm coming too close. I got to come out this way. So let's get into the little tool here. I got to burn it. Let's pop ahead in orbit so our ship is nowhere near it. And I got to bring it backwards this way. Just like that. And hopefully I won't hit the moon or anything like that. So this is the idea. Coming out like this. Yeah, look at that. See, so I want this apoapsis to be right at the periapsis. What's my relative inclination with this guy? Only 2.2 degrees, so that's not bad. So I'm going to just start popping ahead orbits. I think I need to come back forward a number of days. Okay, let's see if this fixes things. Yeah. See that? I'm just going to get this all set up before I have Kerbals coming up. It may end up resetting itself. I need to come ahead a lot more orbits. I stopped very, very early. So I'm just spamming that plus orbit button. Why do I keep... Oh, there it is. It's getting close. I think I'm encountering the moon there. That's quite annoying. Definitely encountering the moon. Okay, there we go. I'm playing with the time to get this sun apoapsis as high as I can. And that tells me I still need to go a little bit forward in time. So more orbits ahead. More orbits ahead. Hello, Mohammed. Hello, Resident 7995. You sound like you are in a science fiction dystopia. Okay. Again, let's play with the time a bit. Oh, I think I'm getting close. Again, trying to get this apoapsis right on the periapsis. Push ahead again. Get away from the moon. Frickin' moon. Okay, play with this some more. Oh my gosh, I am so close. Really zoom in here. Few more orbits. Few more playing with the timing. I think I'm close enough to stop fussing. Okay, so I need to add... What is the periapsis of this comet? Let's get it there. We want these two to match. So let's turn down the scale, because I don't think I need to. And change the timing just a bit so that they're right on top of each other. There we go. And a little bit more delta V, a little bit more positive. Numbers keep dancing around. They keep jumping one above the other, and I'm not sure if people can see the numbers anyway. But I'm very close here. Probably so close I shouldn't really worry too much about it. Oh, I went past. Come back. 892. There we go. So this is very close. If I perform this 953.4 meter per second burn, we will eject ourselves. Oh, this doesn't feel like I'm in the most efficient spot now that I'm looking at this. Shoot, 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 shoot. Maybe I just shouldn't worry about it. Let's not worry about it. We'll just get her done. If you adjust your inclination, won't that impact where your apoapsis is? Yeah, but we can adjust all that stuff at the same time. I honestly think I need to be a little... Well, see. Oh no, but this is not going to be right because this is in the future. Right, we're not doing the burn until we're here. So I think it's okay. I hope it's okay. I'm going to go with this. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an alarm. Create an alarm. Oh my god, get rid of that Kerbal Engineer HUD. There we go. This is going to be for this maneuver. And we're going to put in here, and I'm going to stop like 2 days ahead. And then we're going to bring up our Kerbals. And then we might tweak this even further. Okay. All right, so back to the Space Center we go. When I reach the comet, we're going to get our scientist out. We're going to do a surface sample, and then we're going to return. That is the entire plan. Might do as much science as I can along the way with the science lab. Because needless to say, this is going to be a long mission. And so whenever you have a long mission, that science lab becomes so overpowered. Because you can just have scientists while you're going through the journey, just like cranking through, you know, the science generation. Where are we at? Where are we at? I want to do this alarm. So I just need to... If I just open up the alarm clock, can I just say warp to this? Warp to it. Guess I should have done the seizure warning thing, you know, but a little late now. Okay, so we're a couple of days ahead of this alarm. So that gives us time to get our Kerbals up, no rush. Okay, we're going to, yeah, delete and close. Do that. Let's warp to sunrise. Okay. And let's go in here and get our crew. How much science will I get from the comet? No idea. I've never gone to a comet before. If they're anything like asteroids, pitifully little for all the effort that I'm gonna put into this. That's my experience with asteroids is, you know, you do it just to do it, but oh my gosh, don't expect to be rewarded for it in any way. Okay, I have the KSV C601 Valkyrie. That is going to be our transport up. I built this quite some time ago, and now we got to pick ourselves a crew. I'm gonna go with 4. We're gonna go with 4 crew. 2 scientists, an engineer, and a pilot, of course. So let's go pick our pilot first. Now, I do want to do someone that is going to get the most. Is there anybody who's, because all they're going to get experience for is orbiting the sun. So I'm going to hope to get a pilot that's never orbited the sun before. So for instance here, Deluxe. Deluxe has orbited Kerbin, planted a flag on the moon, orbited Minmus. So you are the winner of today's prize, Deluxe. Now an engineer. Who's my engineer that's never orbited the sun? Bill has orbited the sun. We have Fuzzy One. Oh. Fuzzy One has orbited Kerbin, planted a flag on the moon, and planted a flag on Minmus, but never orbited the sun. So Fuzzy One. And now we're up to our scientist. Are you serious? Bob has never orbited the sun? I didn't take Bob on that. Well, at least one of our veteran 4 has to go on this mission. So Bob, that's going to be you. I guess I can take a look at these stars. It kind of gives away who's gone and done more significant things. Now I need another engineer. And I'm going to start this time down at the bottom because I don't think I use enough of the bottom engineers. Because I always do it this way. So, Zambinis? Zambinis has planted a flag on Minmus and orbited Kerbin, and that's it. Okay, so there's going to be our crew. Alright, I guess let's do this thing, right? Let's check the cargo, make sure they all have, let's give them all parachutes and all of that stuff. I don't know how I screw this stuff up all the time. There. There, even so it looks right. Otherwise, I think I'm ready to go. I do have a science experiment kit for Bob up there. All right, let's launch. Let's launch. This, I think, is the 3rd flight of the Valkyrie, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Pure vanilla, yes, pretty much. I know you say that with a question mark. The mods that are installed are quality of life mods and beautification mods. So contracts, gameplay, parts, all that stuff is all pure vanilla. Okay, I guess the most useful, I mean, I did put in things like Kerbal Engineer. I suppose that's That's something. Speaking of which, I want that one HUD back. Let's go to our ships and let's rendezvous with ABS Comet Hunter. Now, whoa, this is an ugly screen. There we go. So this is our rendezvous point. We're here. I think because it's in an 80-kilometer orbit, what I'm going to do is fly up to a 100-kilometer orbit, but be ahead of it and let this guy come and meet me. I'm not used to doing that. We'll time warp a little bit. I'm not that good at the timing. I'm used to coming up behind it and being in a lower orbit, but because I put this in an 80-kilometer orbit, and it's also the space plane takes longer to get up there. You know what? Let's just go. We'll make it all work. All right. So, action groups. While I'm thinking about this, action groups. Do I have on an action group? Oh, what do we got here? Oh, I don't have. Do I not have anything as far as our the gear? That's the landing gear. Those are all the lights. Sorry, I'm just looking to see. Do I not have anything on an action group to toggle the mode of the motors? Oh my God, I'm a silly Billy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to toggle the mode here. So this is going to be to go from air breathing mode into vacuum mode. Switch mode. That's going to be on action group 1. And I'm also, I guess it's just all I need. It'll switch mode. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Okay, let's do it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Kerbal engineer window and way. Go away. Go away. What part of go away are you struggling with? There it goes. Alright, put our lights on. Our brakes are on. That's not efficient. Squealing those tires down the runway. Okay, let's pitch up. Over about 10 degrees. Get that. Yeah. Okay. So, there we go. That's a funky light flash. Look at the water. I've got weird things happening in this game. The water being so weird. The color's weird. I'm not sure what it is that's going on. I was noticing it. I find when games start getting old, I just save. I don't know, it's a tough setting or something like that. FX. Kind of pretty, the turquoise water. I think I'm like on some Caribbean vacation or something. Oh, what I also should put on the action group. Sorry, edit action groups. Action group 1. We're switching the modes of the rapier, but we should toggle these air intakes too, so that they will close. Oh my gosh. There! Oh, somebody put that, Brian saying, do you also close the vents? Yeah, I should. I just did. I did that before I saw your comment there, Brian. Okay, so picking up speed. Getting up there. Everything is lovely turquoise. I have to figure out why sometime. I'm noticing that fuzzy one and fog appear to be close. Getting some stupid heating effects. I'm ignoring them. I'm ignoring you heating effects. Valentina and Deluxe. Okay, I can actually pitch down a bit. Let's really start picking up some speed. Probably keep an eye on my Kerbal axis. We're up close to 20 kilometers. It's really just, this is where you sort of level off and Try and pick up as much speed as you can just in air breathing mode. A little bit of a heat bar over here on one of them now. It just went away. Hopefully the whole switching modes things will work for me. Let's switch, I think. Yeah, not really gaining speed. So we just switched it over to rocket mode. Just kind of pushing it up a little bit. Get up there. This thing's very front heavy. It's the problem is like it's so long between every time I fly this thing that I forget. We can just keep it on around prograde now. We're on prograde, and I probably should have reduced throttle. Oh wait, I'm going for 120, aren't I? 120 or 100. There we go. Got my Apple axis up really high. We'll just kind of coast up there, lock it on prograde. And the ship should still be fairly well behind me, which is good. Your flaps are set to work in the opposite directions of the ailerons. Well, let's get out of here. I'll get out of here. Yeah, I got weird things. Like these guys, I think I do have them going in opposite directions. Is that bad? Like, I think one of them goes down and one of them goes up or something like that. Is that a bad thing if they do that? Major flaws? Okay. Here, let's do a little time warping. Almost in space. And then once I'm in space, we'll put on the brakes and we'll see what the flaps do. Let's see. Whoop. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So, wait a minute. One of these should be just reversed, right? Deploy direction, like... Oh, they're... Okay. Remove from symmetry. How about this one? How's that? That's a little more sensible, I think. That's funny. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? We're about 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from our Apple axis, so let's get up there. Oh, we do have a solar panel we can deploy. Extend that. And hopefully we'll be able to dock with our target. That this docking port will reach the other docking port. If not, then we'll just EVA over. How old am I? I'm 62. All right. Okay, let's start giving this a little bit of throttle. Okay, I can wait till I'm closer. Don't have a lot more speed, Dad. Another couple of 100 meters per second. Let's go. That's, well, let's give it a little more. There we go, that's good enough. Okay, let's put that that way. Turn this one this way. All right, let's set up. Ah! Oh my God, I'm mixing up my roll buttons. There we go. All right, let's facilitate ourselves a rendezvous. So a little maneuver here. We're gonna have to go retrograde. Bring our orbit back down. There's always a little bit of a decline in efficiency when you kind of do it. Go above it only to come back down, but there really isn't much choice when you're not have that much room below it. Let's see what's going on here. Go to here, pop ahead, time-wise. Yep. I think I'm gonna have to go around a couple times. There we go. I was too far ahead. Got 0.2 kilometers. That's clearly good enough. Okay, we got a 0.2 kilometers separation in a burn that's coming up in about just under an hour. We're going to turn down the throttle limiters on both these engines. I got a feeling if I turn down one, I got to do each of these separately. Yes, I do. So put that at 20 maybe, and this one at 20. That turns it into a 3-second burn. Let's put them each at 10. Alright, that's good. Alright, let's warp to this. I'm 62 in Kerbin years. Okay, let's lock this to the maneuver node. I have that feature in there now, thanks to my... Who's the pilot here? Don't I have a high... I don't have a high level, but I must have a good probe body in here. Okay. Tiny little burn to do the rendezvous. And here we go. 20. Time warp a little. And it's time to go comet chasing. Okay, I can use a little RCS to fine-tune this, but I see 170 meters. 160. Ooh, how low can I get it? 140? That's about it. 125-ish. And that's coming up in 12 minutes. Let's go, let's go. Oh, it's doing that stupid... When I time warp, this changes. It's very annoying. So, let's take off about 5 minutes and reassess. Lock this onto the retrograde relative to our target. Where is our target? Oh, we're coming. Yeah, that's right. We're coming from above. So it's down there somewhere. We're still, yeah, we're still a long way from our target. I think. I don't know. Let's take off another couple minutes. Do I have to hit F4? I do. There's our target. That's the stupid... That like toggles off all the time, that F4 business. So if you're ever not seeing that target, that's going to be your reason why. Let's see if I can tweak this a little bit. Got a 41 meter separation here. 2 minutes. Do you have a degree in engineering or physics? I have a physics degree. That I do, which did give me a heads up, sort of a leg up, I'm sorry, on this game. Having a physics degree and some interest in space flight and that kind of stuff. So, you know, the orbital mechanics piece of this, which is honestly what I enjoy the most about this game. If there wasn't all this orbital mechanic-y stuff, if it was just a build and fly without the physics, I would have lost interest in this game a long, long time ago. But the orbital mechanics does come pretty intuitively. Okay, just gonna try and reduce our distance while at the same time reducing our relative speed. Here, I'll just cut throttle. How many Kerbals have died in this career? One. One Kerbal. Did anybody, while I was going through my list of Kerbals, notice who was missing? It was very early in this campaign when I was a lot more reckless. And I lost a Kerbal doing a tourist contract. Also lost the tourist, too. It is Jebediah, that is right. Poor Jebediah. He died, not even a heroic death. He died a stupid death, flying a stupid craft. Okay, reduce our speed here a little more. And I have no idea whether I can nose in there and get that docking port or not. But we're going to find out. The docking port I can see is right there, so I'll set that as a target. Now let's take it off the lock to retrobay business. Alright, we can open this up. I guess we might as well... Oh, the door's on the other side. I crossed myself up by putting it on the other side. We're going to control from here. See if we can arrange all this. And see if these two will actually get together and be friends. I do have a mod here. Navball docking alignment indicator. Really does make all of this a whole lot better. Let's slow down a bit. Very, very weak RCS locks on this thing. So I'm just getting the, there we go. Just putting the prograde vector there right on the target. We look like we're lined up pretty good. Now I'm thinking my best bet is probably rolling it this way. There's a chance I might end up clipping and breaking that solar panel. We'll find out. A little bit more. But I really like these small RCS blocks because they use up so much less monopropellant. Just got to be a little more cautious as you come in. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to board everybody, and then we're just simply going to leave the plane here. And we're going to set off. And hopefully that maneuver will still be around for us. Okay, and boom. There we go. It all fit. I didn't break the solar panel. Nope. Excellent. Okay, let's turn off these engines. So shut this down. Shut down that engine. Shut down this engine. Let's move everybody aboard. So we should put our pilot. Transfer crew. Deluxe, you're going way up here. To the pilot seat. Everybody else is... Oh no, I'm going to put my engineer into... He's going to have the whole hitchhiker to himself. And then I'm going to put my two scientists to work in the lab. What am I doing? I'm transferring crew. That's what I'm doing. So Fuzzy Wand into here. And our scientists are over here. Bob, and Zambinus. Alright, and then otherwise, I guess I can lose this. Toggle the torque, or no, undock. Okay. Now, I don't know, do I have... Oh no, that's the ship. Do I have control of this thing when nobody's aboard? Oh, it looks like I do. I think what I'm gonna do is put this thing into a slightly higher orbit. Now, did I lose my maneuver? I did lose my maneuver, but I know it's only in a couple more days, so I can reset that up. I think, because I just don't want this anywhere nearby. Let's just push away. Any tips on leveling up Kerbals? I only have level 2. To get to level 3, you do have to leave the Kerbin system. So you have to orbit the sun. I think if you land on Minmus, land on the moon, and just kind of stick your nose out into solar orbit, I am pretty sure that you'll then be level 3. Pretty sure. Do I not have control of this? Oh wait, I said no. There we go. I do have control. So we're just gonna fly this into a higher orbit. I'm gonna put it into a 90 by 90 orbit, and then I'm gonna just leave it parked there. Well, I guess I gotta fire up my engines again. And then this ride will be there for them when we return. I guess if I got even less... I do have a station nearby. I could put it at the station, but that would imply that I care. Which I don't. Okay. But this way it's nice and out of the way of the big ship. Okay, we'll get out here towards our Apoapsis, and I gotta figure out what's going on with the colors. It might have something to do with, I do also have this mod installed. Like, if that has... Oh, that's... It might be this messing it up. The minimum ambient light thing. That might be what the culprit is. So I'm just gonna circularize at 90, and then we're gonna go back to our ship. We're gonna set up our Comet, our ejection, start heading out towards a comet. Whoa, wait. Oh, I lost communications. Well, that ain't cool. Because I don't have an antenna on this thing. And I'm not over a ground station. Ah, I've made that mistake before. Ah, you're an evil game. There's my antenna back. Let's try and see if I can get this done. Going a little bit too far. Don't lock the prograde, dude. Maybe this way. I'm trying to keep my... Yeah, this way. That'll keep my Apoapsis under control. If I pitch up a little bit. I'm just looking at my Apoapsis and trying to keep it from getting too big. So I'm not the most efficient burn here, but, you know, it's gonna get her done. Good enough. Okay, park this like this. Roll that this way. Hopefully that solar panel will have good exposure. Alright, we're done. Getting back to our ship. Switch to you. All right. Let's see. We need to set up that burn once again. Yep. Let's clear out all of that noise and find our Comet. This one? Yeah. Now we can turn off all the other Comets. And again, we need to eject ourselves in this direction. About 9. Oh, that's too much. It was like 950 something. I'm noticing as well, and this is really fortuitous, I'm just noticing that the ascending node is right where this PE is. They might have done that to me because they're in a kind mood, but that really makes the rendezvous a lot easier. I don't have to do a big plane change on my way here, so that's going to be nice. Let's play with the time here. Whoops, I'm hitting the moon. Looking at that apoapsis. See, if you can get the bigger you get the apoapsis, that tells you you're at the right ejection angle. If you can get that apoapsis really big. Good golly, I think I'm like really close like now. Let's go down to 1 second. Again, I gotta... When's the burn coming up? In 4 minutes. Let's push ahead 1 orbit so I don't have to worry about crash that, but... Let's get it all here. There's that. Okay, now I can see them both. Okay, a little bit more prograde. 892. Just trying to get, I'm hoping people can see them. I know it's always small, but these two numbers I want to be the same. Let's play a little bit again with the timing of this. That's making it better. Oh, the heck with this. Just do it. Just do it right there. Maybe a little bit more prograde here. A little less prograde. I'm just scrolling with the mouse wheel. There we go. That's our burn coming up in 34 minutes. It's 953.2. Let's do this thing. It's a 1 minute, 12 second burn, and it's all being handled by this fella. I like that. I'm going to use that as long as I can. Let's put on our SAS. Our solar panel should be getting some decent exposure. Actually, what I should be doing, I just realized as well, I didn't bring any science along, but I don't think that's a big deal. If I do a crew report, I've done crew reports, of course, in space here a lot, but we can process that into data. And we can get a scientist to do an EVA report. So what's this one? An EVA report over the water. Okay, board. And we can process that. Just give something to do in that science lab. Okay. Do I have here telling me what biomes we're over? Yes, I'm over water. So let's see if we can get over some other biomes while we're waiting for this burn. Grasslands. EVA. Okay. Oh, back to the water again. I just missed it. Shoot. I think this thing is a little wobbly with this thing on the bottom. Yeah, I'm back over the water, so let's get back over something. I gotta watch my time to my burn and make sure I don't miss it. Let's turn this way. Okay, got grasslands again. Shores. Come on, Bob. Hurry up. Shores. Store that one. And usually once you're around shores, there's usually something else nearby, right? Shores still. Okay, oh board. going right along this coastline. I can see it. That's what's messing me up. Okay, Highlands. It's right up here, by the way, where it's telling me. I could use X. Oh no, but there's no science, so that's why I think X science would screw me up. Highlands, store that. Usually where there's Highlands, you'll find other things as well. Still Highlands. Board. Okay, let's process some of this stuff. Bunk, bunk. So we'll just keep collecting science as we go. Grasslands. How do you find comets? These just appeared, I think. I can't remember, or was it the Sentinel? I might have... Oh, shoot, I just got Highlands again. Maybe the Sentinel telescope was involved? I lose track of these things. Grasslands, there we go. Board that. So I got Highlands, Grasslands, still looking for mountains. Can probably get that in deserts. I'm just watching this, but I'm also watching my time to my burn. It's only coming up in 20 minutes. Mountains. EVA report. Oh, I got Highlands. I was too slow. Ah, you stinker, Bob. You just didn't get your bones out there fast enough. So again, still over grasslands, looking for mountains and looking for deserts. My lights off? My lights are off. Put the lights on. Okay, sun's coming up. So that's a good thing. Shores, grassland shores, water. Boring old water. It's the thing, when you play without all the cloud mods and everything like this, you actually can see these biomes coming up much more clearly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pay 14 minutes. Okay. So I had a panic there. I wasn't paying attention to my burn thing. Oh, wait. I see mountains coming. These are definitely mountains. That's that great big crater. That's on the opposite side of the planet from the KSC. That means I got deserts coming too. Okay, Bob, get out there. EVA report over the mountains. Good stuff. Board. Let's review some of these. Process those into data. To scientific data. Is there a reason you sent the crew up separately? Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't mean this. This more of a role play thing for me, but like, I like to send up Kerbals in vessels that if there is something goes wrong during the launch, you have a way to abort and still get them down to the surface safely. This thing has nothing like that. If all of a sudden something went down to the launch and this thing was going to crash back down to the surface, all the Kerbals aboard were going to die. I don't have reverts or anything like that. And even if I do play with reverts, I still like to play that way. So basically, yes, the space plane's safer than this thing is. If all of a sudden, I don't know, something happened. I played so many games where, you know, versions where I played with Kerbalism and engine failures are a thing and all that kind of stuff. So I always play cautiously. I'm 9 minutes away from the burn. Looking for deserts. There's my deserts. Okay. Last one of these. EVA report. Board. Review that data. Oh! Look at that. Oh. Did I get Highlands for some reason? I do have highlands. Get out there, Bob, and do it right. EVA report. Deserts. Board. Review. There's the deserts. Okay. Alright, let's get this thing done. Let's get her done. Okay, so we're going to lock this to the prograde vector. We can actually probably start... Why don't I get my other antenna or other solar panel going? And we can start those folks researching. Start working. They are now generating for me, not a lot, 0.32 science per day. But it'll get better as we get further and further away. Now turn it this way. Nice. Okay. 26 seconds from our burn. So this is the one. We're on our way. This is the first leg of our journey to picking up on that. I'm just going to keep calling it ABS Comet because I'll keep forgetting the name, but I can remember ABS. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And I'm kind of excited about this because I've never done this. I've never gone comet hunting before, so this is totally new. Hello, Oliver. We have ourselves the ABS Comet Hunter, and it is now performing its Kerbin Ejection burn to send these 4 brave Kerbinauts on their way out to rendezvous with a comet for a contract. And yeah, so that's exactly what's going on. There was some spring action there. Yeah, it's this bit here, not exactly, you know, yeah, that's a little sketchy. You know, I could have actually gotten rid of that. What wouldn't have been a bad idea and hardly would have added any weight was just to simply add some physical struts right here. It probably would kind of look better too. Look a little bit less sketchy. But yeah, there was some bounciness happening. But we'll be losing this stage pretty early in the mission, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, I need to take a look at this from out here. Just gonna cut my throttle a little bit. Okay, still haven't quite ejected from Kerbin yet. There it is. Okay, I guess I can just look at it. Let's just do this. And cut. I think so. Remember, the goal here is to have the apogee. I should be able to see both of them. I can't tell what's what. That apogee. Oh, I can. Oh, I should have clicked on them before I did this. But the 2 apogees to be right on top of each other. And they're so right on top of each other, I cannot. I can't click on both of them. So it must be pretty good. I would think if I can't click on both of them, it must be pretty good. So what we got to do now, these guys are on their way out from Kerbin. So we got to create an orbit so that we'll end up doing some sort of lazy loop and then coming back and meeting this comet when it comes back down to here. So I'm just going to put a maneuver right here. Oh, your boy Alec. Very nice. Thank you very much for the support there, Alec. It is definitely much appreciated. You can see that we're sort of behind. You know, the comet's racing ahead of us. So we're going to do... Wow, we're going to have a very high encounter speed with this comet. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Like if I bring this down, it won't meet down here, right? No, that's getting below Kerbin's orbit. That's no good. So yeah, I don't have a choice. We're going to do... It's because we're close to the comet as it is. There we go. So we're going to have this burn coming up. In 200-something days. Oh, you know what? Probably in that period of time, that comet's all the way around to here. That's what it is. Oh, well, it's what it's going to be. Let's take a look at our... I'm looking at the approach distance thing. So many numbers. There it is. We have an approach distance. Hopefully I can get it so people can see it. Of a lot. So let's see if we can close that in a little bit. And obviously as we get closer, so 17,000 kilometers, 12,000, 8,000, 7,000, 9, ooh, good golly. Okay, so what I got here is the closest approach of 7,200 kilometers, which honestly, given the sort of interplanetary distances that we're talking about, that ain't bad. But we have a relative speed here of 443 meters per second. That's not bad. We can deal with that. So what we're doing, we're on our way out from Kerbin. There we are. We are leaving Kerbin's SOI. In fact, we can do a crew report. Did I not do the... Yes, we can do a crew report. And, sorry, I meant to review that report. Review. Process that into science. We can also do another EVA report. I'm making Bob do all this grunt work. EVA report. Oh yeah, that's right. Board. Review that. Crank that into science. So we got more science. Now this lab is going to produce... what? 0.4374 science per day. If I thought ahead even a little bit, I would have put some science equipment onto this, but I didn't because I'm a doofus. But anyway, we're on our way out, leaving Kerbin behind. We're going to get here in about, well, it says right here, right? 243 days. And then we're going to perform a 2,597 meter per second burn. That's going to get us to get into this orbit here. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's bringing, the fact that our two orbits are so close is bringing down our encounter speeds. I'm thinking of this completely oppositely. And then by the time we do this one orbit, we'll be meeting up with the comet in, oh my God, does that say 5 years? It does. In 5 years. In 5 years, we'll be meeting with our comet. Oh my goodness. Now, if I look at the sun, just out of shites and giggles, can you actually see this comet? Like, according to my thing here, if I look towards the sun, which is actually behind Kerbin right now, and look to my left, I should be able, so there's the sun, like that. Is that, let's put in orbit view. There we go. That makes it easier. And then look to the left. Maybe it's too far away to see, but I know you can actually see the comets. Like, you can actually see the tail and everything. I'm not seeing it. So we'll have to wait for that one. But anyway, with that all done, let's set up the alarm. Create an alarm. For that, actually, let's create it for the SOI change. Give me 5 minutes warning for the SOI change. That's us leaving Kerbin's SOI. That's happening in 7 days. Add that alarm. And we'll add another alarm for that maneuver. Give me like 10 minutes warning. Maybe, you know what? Give me a whole freaking day's warning on that one, because that's a long ways off. That's coming up in 242 days. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to be drawing this stream to a close. We should be rendezvousing with this comet next time. That will be on Tuesday. So I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody watching this at a later date. Extra special thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members who directly support this channel, and also to everybody that indirectly supports this channel by engaging with it. That's the best way to feed the algorithm. So participating in the chat, participating in the comments section. I'm starting to put out quizzes. People seem to like quizzes, so I'm starting to put out quizzes based on my tutorial series. You know, if you like, participate with those. Everything that feeds that mindless Cyclops thing that is in control of all of our lives. But anyway, have yourself a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.